Hello, welcome. So we're going to take a look at Bitcoin, just for the morning, see what's going on, and then if there's any sustained downside by London, we'll be positioning ourselves in altcoin shorts with the assumption that there's distribution at this top. Um, Not looking for like full retraces or nothing, but there might be some exhaustion in buying, so we need to come lower to find bounces, and we'll try and take advantage of that if that's a thing. Now, Bitcoin, let's bring in our levels for the week because I've got a nice clean chart here. Well, firstly, the first thing to point out is how we've literally not done anything. We've literally been wedged within this accumulation, but there has been that spike, which is the it just sticks out like a sore thumb, doesn't it? And the problem with them is they're so obvious, and they're even more obvious in hindsight because they do play out. Like you can find 100 fucking examples, bang, and then it pulls back and drops. Bang there. People don't want to get long on it, but it does move away. Bang there, SFP. So there, you can see, you can pick out 100 of these SFPs. And so the trouble people have with them is the entry. They're like, there's another one, and it lingers for weeks. Oh, sorry, weeks, 2 weeks probably, and then drop. Um, yeah, so people have trouble with the entry. So it's happened. It might be a short-term top. And there's another one there, drops. It might be a short-term top. The first target would be the gap, and that would be it probably because there's a big higher low there. So if it was to fill that gap, down $1,000 from where it is now would be a great trade, and it would just continue up, and it would bring it into support levels as well, which are there. So let's draw out some clean levels and then make a plan for the rest of the day. Okay. Um, but generally speaking, I would not be surprised to see it drop from here because that is a really, really nice clean SFP. And it took out a key high, which was last week's high. So let's mark that one first. Why am I not sure? Because I'm fucking flip-flopped all week, haven't I? So I've just been all over the place, not really had any clear conviction in any side. Was wondering after that if it would continue up. It hasn't yet. Still may reverse. Like these lows for me are the targets, but we'll come on to that in a moment. So last week's high, we're on Friday, so let's bring in our Monday range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bang. There. Not managed to close above Monday high all week on a daily chart. So we've had Monday high, we have a Monday low. So we're still trapped within Monday's range. Like there's no expansion whatsoever, so we haven't missed anything. Now it's about getting an entry and identifying invalidation so we can make some money. Fuck me. Excuse my language today. Just a bit salty that I missed that drop. But again, it's only into the weekly open. It's the retest of the weekly open. So I mean, it could be nothing. Could just be a bear trap. You just really, really don't know at the moment. Um, yeah, I mean, look at it. Look, it feels like it's going to continue downwards, but then you drop it to the lower time frame, and there's nothing to offer. Now, let's mark out a target where it may well go, if this is a thing. Okay? If this is a thing, where would it go? Well, the next level of support would be there. Okay? So use this one. Some nice touches in there. There was the close above expansion. So I'll change that one to pink so we can see it. And then we would go for previous weekly low and then the mid-range. So previous weekly low comes in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there. So if we bring that out to there, and then we can give ourselves the mid-range. Last week's low, mid-range, Just get that one in there, bang. And that could be a target for us because we know low probability to take out last week's high and last week's low in the same week, but we do know the probabilities of tagging the mid-range, which is there. Change that to grey. There, we can get rid of that, and then we have ourselves a nice looking chart. So we're sitting on top of the weekly open at the moment. If it was to bounce, it would be from here. Why? Because this cluster here is what sent price higher. Accumulation, bang, sent it higher, took out the weekly highs, or the previous weekly highs, Monday highs, Tuesday highs, consolidated, dropped. Is this just a bullish retest? Is this just a pullback into support? Could well be. So how would I get into the market? Well, I think I would have to see a retrace on on the H, maybe H1, maybe M30. It would be really really would be an aggressive entry, but these a back test of these lows here, these previous lows, let's change that to there, and selling it on first touch with stop at the high, targeting equal lows into these lows here, which is weekend lows, which is still left pretty exposed. Don't have to be tagged, they never have to be tagged, but they can be. And then we have Wednesday low. So that would be the trade. The retrace, sell on first touch, risk at the high. Could probably bring that down to that swing simply because you're identifying invalidation. So identifying invalidation means getting as tight as possible to where you're wrong, and you would be wrong there because that would then be a break in structure. It would be a full retrace, and you would want to buy that dip. And if this is the low, stop loss. Okay, hoping for upside. So being wrong here would mean we re-enter a bullish um, structure and upside. Excuse me. So that would be what I'm looking for downside. Not too much further. Maybe it overextends a little bit and trades into the mid-range, but other than that, the only other option I see is that we create a little triple stop at this low. So if we manage to find a level of support, and we drop in, bounce back above the weekly open, I'm in, stop loss, and then obviously first target is going to be, well, probably first target is going to be in here, this shelf of liquidity, and then second target in there. Okay, so that will be longs, that will be shorts. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and I'll talk to you in a bit. Bye bye.